The Island Boys just turned 25, and when you compare their life today to the way they were living only a few years ago, the difference is hard to ignore. At one point, Alex and Frankie Venegas seemed to be everywhere. Millions of views, viral clips, celebrity reactions, club appearances, expensive jewelry, luxury cars, huge houses, money coming from every direction. For a brief moment, it looked like the two brothers had completely changed their lives overnight. But viral fame has one major problem. It can disappear just as quickly as it arrives. And when the attention disappears, the money usually starts disappearing too. Today, the picture surrounding the Island Boys looks very different. Instead of mansions and Bentleys dominating the conversation, people now talk about financial problems, controversy, rental disputes, and the consequences of trying to maintain a millionaire lifestyle after the internet has already moved on. And their story is one of the clearest examples of what happens when viral fame becomes bigger than the financial foundation underneath it. Yo, what's good, fam? Today we're breaking down the rise and fall of the Island Boys, where they came from, how they became famous, how much money they were making, where that money went, and how everything changed afterward. Alex and Frankie Venegas were born on July 16, 1901 in Coral Springs, Florida, into a Cuban-American family. Their father died when they were young, leaving their mother to raise them largely on her own. Their teenage years were difficult. Reports about their early lives have referenced robbery allegations, drug possession, grand theft auto, and time spent in juvenile detention. By around 18, the brothers were reportedly forced to leave their mother's home. But while dealing with legal problems, they made a decision that eventually changed everything. They wanted to take music seriously. That background matters because Alex and Frankie did not grow up around wealth, successful business owners, or experienced music executives. They went from instability directly into internet fame. There was no slow climb, no years of gradually increasing income. One moment they were struggling, and the next moment, millions of people knew exactly who they were. Everything changed in October 2021. A short video appeared online showing the brothers sitting in a pool or hot tub performing a freestyle that would become known as "I'm an Island Boy." Their appearance alone immediately caught people's attention. Tall dreadlocks, face tattoos, gold teeth, and a strange melodic freestyle that was almost impossible to forget. Some people liked it, others mocked it, but almost everybody talked about it. Reaction videos exploded. TikTok users turned it into memes. Creators remixed the vocals. Podcasts discussed them. Major celebrities reacted. Within weeks, the Island Boys had become one of the biggest viral acts on the internet. Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart reacted to their performance. Logan Paul and Jake Paul became connected to the conversation around them. Their social media following grew into the millions, and suddenly the brothers had something extremely valuable: attention. And attention can become money very quickly. One of their strongest revenue streams was Cameo, where fans paid for personalized videos. They also earned money through club appearances, sponsored posts, music, brand deals, merchandise, and social media platforms. Some reports suggested that at their peak, the brothers were making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month across different income sources. Their combined net worth was estimated by some outlets to be close to $2 million. For two young men who had recently struggled with housing and legal problems, that kind of money must have felt unreal. But making money quickly does not automatically teach someone how to manage it. According to reports, people with experience in the entertainment industry tried to warn the brothers about overspending. The pattern was familiar. Someone goes viral, money arrives, they rent a mansion, they get luxury cars, they buy jewelry, they increase their monthly expenses, then the views slow down, the bookings disappear, and suddenly they're trying to support a millionaire lifestyle without millionaire income. The Island Boys reportedly did exactly what many young celebrities do when money arrives too fast. They began showing off expensive houses, Bentleys, designer clothes, stacks of cash, and heavy jewelry. But social media can be misleading. Seeing someone beside an expensive car does not mean they own it. A mansion may be rented, a Bentley may be leased, jewelry may be financed. the image of wealth and actual financial security are two very different things. Multiple luxury properties connected to the Island Boys' lifestyle were reportedly rentals, and that creates a serious problem. When income goes down, rent does not automatically go down with it. The same applies to luxury vehicles. A Bentley looks impressive on Instagram whether it is owned, financed, leased, or rented. But financially, those situations are completely different. Their jewelry spending also became significant. Reports have estimated they spent around $100,000 on jewelry at different points. For artists, jewelry is part of the image. It represents status and success. But expensive jewelry bought during a temporary income spike does not create stable, long-term wealth. Their music career faced another problem. After I'm an Island Boy exploded, the brothers continued releasing songs, but nothing recreated the same cultural moment. The original video became huge because nobody expected it. Once the internet already knew who they were, the surprise was gone. Every new song was now being compared to the one viral moment that had made them famous. Their original song continued generating streams, but streaming alone was never going to support a lifestyle built around luxury housing, expensive cars, travel, jewelry, and constant spending. This is where lifestyle inflation became the real issue. Lifestyle inflation happens when your expenses rise as quickly as your income. You make more money, so you get a bigger house, then a more expensive car, then better clothes, then more travel. Eventually, your lifestyle requires the high income to continue forever. For a viral celebrity, that is extremely dangerous because internet attention is rarely permanent. The internet constantly wants something new, a new meme, a new rapper, a new controversy, a new viral moment. And once the Island Boys were no longer unexpected, the attention naturally started slowing down. But the bills did not. The rent still had to be paid. Car payments still existed. Travel still cost money. The luxury lifestyle still needed cash. And this is where things began getting uncomfortable. Videos started circulating involving landlords and rental properties. Clips showed situations connected to homes the brothers had previously displayed online. One reported landlord inspection described broken glass and overflowing garbage inside a rented property. The symbolism was difficult to ignore. Only a short time earlier, the internet had watched them showing off pools, mansions, Bentleys, jewelry, and cash. Now, some of those same people were watching reports suggesting the brothers were losing access to the lifestyle they had built. Their rise happened publicly, and their decline was becoming just as public. That is one of the harshest parts of internet fame. When normal people lose money, it can happen privately. When viral celebrities lose money, millions of strangers may watch it happen in real time. And by this point, the Island Boys were entering a completely different chapter, because the financial problems were only the beginning. One of the biggest disputes involved their former manager, Dovie Ben Bosser, who publicly claimed the twins owed him around $150,000 in management fees. That was an allegation, not a proven court judgment, and the brothers disputed parts of the situation. Still, it showed how complicated things can become when money arrives quickly and business agreements are made during the hottest period of someone's career. When income is high, management fees and contracts may not feel like a serious problem. But when income drops, old financial obligations suddenly become much heavier. Then came another major decision. According to reports, the Island Boys sold rights connected to I'm an Island Boy, their biggest and most recognizable song. The exact amount they received has never been clearly confirmed, but financially, the idea matters more than the number. That song was one of their strongest long-term assets. It had streaming value, cultural recognition, and potential licensing opportunities. Selling music rights gives you cash immediately, but it can also mean giving up future income. That is one of the biggest lessons in their entire story. Viral income is temporary. Assets are what turn temporary money into long-term wealth. Music rights can be assets. Real estate can be an asset. Ownership in a business can be an asset. A big cameo paycheck from 2021 is not an asset. A rented mansion is not an asset. And an expensive car that requires monthly payments is not an asset either. The Island Boys received a huge financial opportunity, but much of their lifestyle appeared to be built around spending rather than ownership. Then things became even more controversial. As their mainstream attention declined, the brothers launched an OnlyFans account. The platform gave them another way to make money directly from subscribers, without depending completely on TikTok or Instagram algorithms. But simply opening an account was not enough. They needed people to pay attention again. And in 2023, the brothers created one of their most controversial moments ever. They posted promotional content showing themselves kissing each other. The reaction was immediate. Shock, confusion, disgust, memes, millions of people talking about them again. The brothers later said the stunt was purely about marketing. Frankie claimed publicly that their subscription content generated millions of dollars, at one point claiming around $14 million combined. That number has never been independently verified, so it should be treated as their claim. But what is clear is that the controversy worked in one important way. People talked about them again. For a short period, the attention returned. But that created another problem. Once shock becomes your main strategy, the next stunt has to be even bigger to create the same reaction. The audience gets used to controversy. Something that shocks people today can feel normal next month, and suddenly the creator is forced to keep going further just to stay visible. That is the attention trap. The Island Boys were no longer famous because the internet had discovered something completely new. Now they had to manufacture moments powerful enough to force the internet to look at them again. At the same time, legal problems continued adding pressure. Frankie Venegas faced multiple arrests over the following years. In May 2023, he was arrested after an alleged domestic battery incident involving his girlfriend at an Airbnb in Pompano Beach. Then, in February 2025, he was arrested again during a traffic stop in Naples, Florida. He faced charges involving possession of a controlled substance without a prescription and possession of a firearm with an altered serial number. Later, on December 31, 2025, while reportedly still on bond from the earlier case, he was arrested again by Collier County deputies. He began 2026 dealing with another serious legal situation. And these legal problems are not just headlines. They cost money. Attorneys cost money. Court appearances cost money. Cases can damage sponsorship opportunities. Brands become less interested. Venues may become more cautious. And repeated arrests can rebuilding a mainstream career much harder. Another major event happened back in February 2022 when police raided a Florida property connected to the brothers after a childhood friend, Andrew James Thomas, was arrested there. Thomas was connected to a drive-by shooting that killed an 8-year-old girl. The Island Boys themselves were not accused of involvement in that crime. Thomas was later sentenced to 45 years in prison. But once again, the brothers' names became attached to a serious headline that had nothing to do with music. By the time Alex and Frankie reached 25, they had already experienced a celebrity cycle that most people never experience in an entire lifetime. They went from being almost completely unknown to globally recognizable in a matter of months. They had money, access, millions of followers, celebrity connections, luxury, and a level of attention most people could never imagine. But before most people their age had even finished building a career, the brothers had already experienced the peak, the decline, the controversies, the legal problems, and the financial pressure that came afterward. Some celebrity net worth websites now estimate that their combined wealth is far below the multi-million-dollar numbers once associated with them. Those websites are not reliable financial records, so the exact numbers should always be treated carefully. But the direction of the story is difficult to ignore. Their financial power appears to be very different from what it looked like during the height of 2021 and 2022. And there is another major weakness in the business model they built. Almost everything depended on platforms they did not control. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, subscription platforms, social media algorithms. A creator can receive millions of views one year and suddenly see their reach collapse the next. Platforms can change their algorithms. They can change monetization rules. They can reduce distribution. They can remove content. They can change what audiences are shown. and creators have almost no control over those decisions. That is very different from owning something. If you own a rental property, the property still exists even if your TikTok views fall. If you own music rights, royalties can continue arriving even when you're no longer trending. If you own part of a business, the business can keep generating revenue without millions of people watching your Instagram stories. But the Island Boys built much of their peak success around two things: attention and novelty, and neither one can be owned permanently. Still, it would be wrong to say they have absolutely nothing left. The Island Boys remain recognizable. Their names still generate clicks. They still have millions of followers across different platforms. They can still create controversy, and every once in a while, they can still create another viral moment. Attention is valuable, and they still have some of it. The real question is what they do with it now. Because 25 years old is still incredibly young. For most people, 25 is when a career is just beginning. People make mistakes, lose money, change jobs, start businesses, fail, try again. There is still plenty of time. But the Island Boys experienced something very different. Their biggest moment came at around 20 or 21. That means the most important financial decisions of their lives were made when they were extremely young and had almost no experience managing wealth. The cars, the houses, the jewelry, the music rights, the contracts, the controversies, all of it happened during a compressed period of fame that moved faster than almost anyone could realistically prepare for. And that is why their story is more complicated than simply saying two brothers wasted their money. They were handed an opportunity almost nobody is prepared for. They went from struggling to suddenly having hundreds of thousands of dollars moving through their lives. And like many people in that situation, they used the money to experience the lifestyle they had always wanted. They wanted to look successful, feel successful, live like stars. And for a while, they actually did. But looking wealthy and building wealth are not the same thing. The cars eventually disappear. The rental houses disappear. The jewelry can be sold. The attention moves somewhere else. And if the money was never converted into something permanent, there may be very little left when the viral moment ends. That is the real story of the Island Boys at 25. Not simply that they lost money, they lost the attention that created the money. And because the lifestyle depended on that attention continuing, once the internet moved on, everything became harder to maintain. Maybe the saddest part is not that the Island Boys lost the spotlight. The saddest part is that they found it so quickly that they never had enough time to learn what they were supposed to do once it disappeared. At 21, it looked like the internet had handed them a lifetime of success. The mansions, the cars, the jewelry, the millions of views. Everything looked permanent. But viral fame has one brutal rule. The money can arrive much faster than the wisdom needed to keep it. And by 25, Alex and Frankie were no longer trying to become famous. They were trying to figure out how to stay famous after the moment that made them stars had already passed. So what do you think? Can the Island Boys genuinely rebuild their careers and finances? Or has the internet already moved on for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you're subscribed because we keep breaking down the real stories behind the fame, money, controversy, and downfall.